They say a man must provide for his family. But what happens when providing means giving up everything you've ever dreamed of? Would you make that choice? This is the heartbreaking story of Chike, a brilliant Nigerian engineer who walked away from his dreams just to keep his family afloat. In the bustling city of Port Harcourt, Chike was known as a genius with good hands, a mechanical engineer whose ideas could change the world. He had just received an overseas scholarship to study in Germany, his lifelong dream within reach. But then, one phone call changed everything. Chike's life was shaped by hardship. Long before this moment, born in a crowded tin-roofed compound in Diob, Port Harcourt, he grew up in a family where every naira was stretched thin. His father, Emeka, was a welder, a man with calloused hands and a warm laugh, who dreamed of giving his children a better life. Emeka worked long hours at a local shipyard, repairing oil tankers under grueling conditions. The work was dangerous. Poor safety standard, rusted equipment, and a management that cared little for its workers. But Emeka never complained. He believed his sweat would pave the way for his children's future. When Chike was 12, tragedy struck. One humid afternoon, Emeka was welding a fuel tank at the shipyard. The tank, improperly checked, still had traces of inflammable gas. A spark from his torch ignited an explosion that shook the yard. Emeka was killed instantly, along with two other workers. The company offered no compensation, blaming the workers for negligence. Chike's mother, Nneka, a petty trader selling vegetables at Mile 1 market, was left to fend for 5 children alone. The family's small savings vanished on funeral costs, and their rented room became a battleground against hunger and despair. As the first son, Chike became the man of the house overnight. He hawks pure water after school, fixed neighbors' radios for small change, and studied by kerosene lamp late into the night. His father's death light a fire in him. Get out, make it, and bring your family with you. Chike excelled in school, earning a scholarship to study mechanical engineering at the University of Port Harcourt. His lecturers called him a prodigy, and his designs for low-cost solar panels won local awards. And at 25, he secured a fully funded scholarship to pursue a master's degree in Germany, a ticket to a life he had only dreamed of. But just days before his flight, his world crumbled again. His younger sister Ada, 18, began complaining of fatigue and sharp pains. At first, the family thought it was malaria, but tests at the General Hospital revealed a rare autoimmune disorder. Without urgent surgery and specialized treatment, Ada would die within months. The hospital demanded an advance payment of 4 million naira, a sum unimaginable to a family that struggled to afford daily meals. Nneka collapsed upon hearing the news, her cries echoing through the world. With no savings, no rich relatives, and no time, Chike faced an impossible choice. His scholarship funds, meant for his tuition and living expenses in Germany, were just enough to cover Ada's surgery. But using them would mean forfeiting his visa, his admission, and his dream. If he left for Germany, he would have had no way to send money home in time to save Ada. The weight of his father's absence pressed harder than ever. Emeka's death had already taken so much, and now Chike risked losing Ada too. That night, Chike sat on the roof of their one-room apartment in Dio, the home of Port Harcourt's nightlife, drowned out by his racing thoughts. Stars blinked above, but his eyes were fixed on the crumpled acceptance letter in his hands, now damp with tears. Germany promised a future where he could design renewable energy system, patent innovations, and send enough money home to move his family to a proper house. But Ada's frail figure, her labored breathing during her last hospital visit, anchored him to a different reality. And by dawn, his choice was clear. Though it broke him, he sold everything. His laptop, containing years of engineering designs and a prototype for his solar-powered water pump. His motorbike, his only reliable transport through the city's flooded streets. Even the crisp shirts and shoes he had bought for journey, packed with hope in a travel bus. Every kobo went to the hospital, and Chike stood at the airport's edge, watching his dreams vanish into the sky. The years that followed were a descent into a grueling, relentless existence. Chike moved back into the family's leaking one-room apartment, its walls stained with mildew, its single window rattling in the rain. Port Harcourt, a city of oil wealth and stake inequality, offered little mercy to those without connection. Chike scoured the streets for work, taking any job to keep his family fed. By day, he labored as a mechanic in a roadside workshop along Aba Road, squeezed under cars, caked with mud, the sun scorching his back. The tools were outdated, the spare parts often counterfeit, and the pay, 2,000 naira, on a good day barely covered rent and carry for the family. By night, he drove a battered taxi, its engine coughing through the city's gridlocked, pot-riddled streets. Armed robbers locked in on light-up areas, and police checkpoints demanded bribes, sometimes leaving him with nothing after a 12-hour shift. Sleep was a fleeting visitor. 3 hours on a tin mat beside his siblings, his body aching, his mind never still. His hands, once celebrated for their finesse in crafting intricate circuits, grew calloused and scarred from wrestling rusted boats and changing tires in the rain. His engineering knowledge, honed through sleepless nights at university, was reduced to quick fixes on dying engines. He trained apprentices, teenagers with dreams not unlike his own, for a few hundred naira, teaching them to diagnose carburetor issues while stifling the pain of his own lost potential. Every naira he earned was spoken for, and that's monthly checkups and medications, which drained half his income. Kelish's school fees, JAM registration and law textbooks, his mother's blood pressure drugs and occasional hospital stay. Chike often skipped meals, surviving on roadside akara and water. His frame thinning, his eyes hollowed by exhaustion. The social and emotional toll was crushing. In Job, where everyone knew everyone, Chike became that engineer who didn't go. Neighbors gossiped at the communal water pump, their pity laced with judgment. Such a brilliant boy, now just a mechanic. Market women who once boasted about his scholarship now offered condolences as if he had failed. His university friends, now in corporate jobs in Lagos or tech firms abroad, drifted away, their WhatsApp messages growing sparse. Invitations to reunions stopped coming. Chike couldn't afford the transport, let alone the shame of appearing in worn-out clothes. He avoided the university campus where his old lecturers still taught, unable to face their questions. And at night, alone in the workshop, after others had left, he would stay at a broken alternator and wonder if he had chosen wrong. The memory of his father's death, the weight of being the family's backbone, and the ghost of Gemini pressed against his chest, stealing his breath. Yet, Chike hid his pain from his family. To Ada, Kelechi, and his younger siblings, he was their unwavering provider, cracking jokes to make them laugh. Checking their homework by candlelight when NEPA failed, he celebrated their small victories. Ada's first nursing exam, Kelechi's law school admission, with a pride that masked his own despair. His mother, Nneka, saw through his facade but said little, her prayers for him fervent in the dim glow of their room. Slowly, his sacrifice bore fruit. Ada graduated as a nurse. Her white uniform is symbol of survivor. Kelechi won a potential scholarship to study law, easing Chike's burden slightly. The younger siblings, inspired by his resilience, excelled in school, but Chike remained unseen, his brilliance buried under grace and sweat. His name known only to the family he had carried on his breaking shoulder. One rainy day, as Chike faced a broken down Toyota near a government building, a black SUV pulled up beside him, and out of the SUV stepped out Ada, now grown, elegant and proud. With tears in her eyes, she introduced him to the Commissioner of Works, her fiancé, and told the crowd, "This man here is the reason I'm alive. He gave up the world for me." It was the first time Chike was seen, like truly seen. Chike never became the world-renowned engineer he once dreamed of, but he built something greater. He built a future for his family with his own hands, one sacrifice at a time. His story is a reminder that sometimes true greatness is measured not by what we achieve, but by what we give up for love. Have you ever had to sacrifice something for someone you love? Share your story in the comments. Someone out there needs to hear it. Sometimes love demands more. If this story touched you, hit that like button and subscribe for more true stories of resilience and love. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.